Good morning, welcome. On this video, I want to particularly talk about deactivation. Yes, I have mentioned a few things in video on Monday, I believe, but I want to actually go a little bit deeper. And this time I want to talk specifically about Spark, even though I have spoken about Spark in the past. And all of these apps are very similar, but Spark has something that they've been doing and will continue to do that other apps just not willing to take a risk. That is, deactivate you without providing you a reason, without providing you an appeal process. And here's the reason why. See, when you get on a Spark platform, you agree to terms and conditions of the Spark platform. The contract is very simply says this: any side can terminate this contract, this agreement, with not providing any reason, with no reason whatsoever. That is a typical phrase or typical terms that are used in a lot of contracts where certain, things are agreed on, like, providing service or etc. Of course, that the contract, also a lot of times in this contract, including in Spark, the current job has to be complete before you can terminate the contract. So what you're agreed on to is this: if you have a delivery, you cannot just say, you know what, screw it, I'm turning an app off, I'm turning my phone off, and I'm taking the order home. That means you terminated the contract without completing. The other part is finalizing the job, completing the job. Now Walmart can actually have a legal case against you. But if you completed a job and say, you know what, screw it, I'm uninstalling the app, I'm not driving ever again for Walmart, you just followed what contract said. You terminated terms of agreement without providing any reason. The same thing happens on the Walmart side. They can terminate you without providing you an agreement, or more specifically, Spark can, which Walmart Spark is sister companies. They own by the same people. So, and those of you that do not know why Walmart named their app Spark, in case there's a legal situation, let's say they have a huge major lawsuit against Spark, they can drop the Spark, close the company. Spark has no assets other than the app itself. Done. Tomorrow they take that same app, change the name, update the version, change the color of the app, and under a new name, they're up and running, and that lawsuit is just literally has no way of being collected when it's won. Even attorneys won't even show up in that point to a court. That's the way where companies protect their assets, protect themselves when they have something to lose, like Walmart, by opening another company and not having no assets in that company, but having huge risk. And delivery apps, they do have quite a bit of risk. So, as I did explain, that Walmart can terminate you literally for anything. They don't have to provide you a reason, because that's how the contract is designed. So next I want to say, what can exactly Walmart suspend you for, or turn your app off? See, there's one other thing that I have a problem with all of these apps. If they decided to get you off the platform, they stop you from logging in, which now all the records, all the proof of your deliveries, all the records, how much you made, how much you got paid for each delivery, right now you have no access to. And that is the biggest problem that I have with all these apps. The correct way for these apps to do, because you're an independent, you're not an employee, is instead of turning off your login, is turning off your go online option. So you could have access to all the work you have done. But those companies don't care. They don't care. They require you to have the records, even though Walmart, in their new terms of agreement updated lately, says you cannot collect any information and data for your record. But when they get you off the platform, they don't give you access to the information, which is also conflict of your interest. So you can have record and you can collect record for work you have done. But let's get back to deactivation. So, what can Walmart deactivate you for? And by the way, guys, I am on a Korean.com delivery. I still have 5 stops to go. Right now I'm going from Lancaster to Danville. So we're taking advantage of that time as I'm driving and talking with you guys. So deactivation. Like I already mentioned, they can deactivate you for anything. But most popular things that they'll deactivate you for is a flying mode. So you might not know what I'm talking about. It's an airplane mode. You can research the web. They can deactivate you because a manager complained on you, employee complained on you. They can deactivate you because you delivered to the wrong address, especially a high ticket delivery. They can deactivate you for that. Those are the most common deactivations. They can deactivate you when your rating drops below of their permitted standard. So in other words, when you get below red status, they can deactivate you as well. And you can read, under which terms, right in your rating screen, under which terms, they deactivate you. Does that mean they can come up reason to deactivate you in your orange status, in your yellow status, in your green status? Yes, they can. Because that is the terms of agreement. I'll give you an example. As we all see and know, we have a lot of drivers on Spark. We have more drivers than Walmart need in most areas. So one day, one of the higher management wakes up and says, you know what? We need to reduce the amount of drivers so our platform can be more attractive. We're good. So how are we going to do that? So he comes in, calls in his programmers and analysts and says, hey guys, I need you guys to pull data and tell me under which terms it would be most beneficial for us to eliminate 30% of our delivery fleet, contractors fleet. So the guys go out, and they play with the numbers and they come back and say, you know what? Here's a couple options, but the most one that we believe is going to be this one. If we deactivate all drivers that have acceptance rate of 70%, which will put us, let's say all drivers below 50% acceptance rate, that'll give us 30% we're looking for across the country. He looks at it and says, you know what? Go for it. Right there, you just got deactivated because that's how they decided that's going to be most beneficial for the company. Or, they might say, you know what, let's deactivate all drivers that have a customer rating below 4.2. Again, comes up to 30% of the drivers that he's looking for, which that means they're leaving drivers that provide higher customer service to their customers. Everybody else just got deactivated. So, those are just some of the examples that they can go to, extreme and do it. Are they not going to do it? I bet you earlier or later they're going to do it. But right now they're working on dropping the rate. They already dropped 50 cents. Yes, already confirmed. It is 50 cents. So it's 25 cents per pickup. They also removed breakdown how you're getting paid other than, total base pay and total tip. You don't get to see anymore how it's broken down. So, they're changing it. This morning, I'm no longer able to see order number until I start the trip. I'm talking about until I start the delivery. So, they're constantly changing, making differences. So, first they're going to be working on cutting down the pay until they get to the pay that they're satisfied with. Then they'll start working on weeding us out. Because end of the day, it's just, especially with everything that's happening in the country, in the world, with the economy, orders are getting reduced, deliveries are dropping, drivers not willing to take no-tip orders, and no-tip orders are just too much out there. Like, today, for the last couple of days, at 7:20, all I've been given is just just base pay, tip on an order. And I'm kind of suspecting that, some of these orders failed to get delivered last night because drivers were not willing to take it. And I took the wrong turn. And drivers were not willing to take it because there was enough of tip orders. So they decided, to send those out in the 7:20 in the morning. Again, it's not confirmed yet, but that is something I've been seeing this, and that's why I'm kind of seeing a lot of this. Like today, my order number was order number 18. Unfortunately, I have not seen a lot of drivers, because we're talking about 18 orders. But that was an 18 order. Stickers looks like were remade because they were scheduled for this morning. But you don't start off with order 18. You start off with order 1, 2, 3, 4 as they get received, and then at night they get scheduled for morning delivery. So I don't know what exactly that's supposed to mean, but definitely means something down there. So yeah, guys, here's my conclusion, and I hope you guys will agree with me. Any of these apps are just a temporary gig. Yes, some of you will probably do this for years and years, but with the economy and everything, unless you're willing to work for pennies on the dollar, this needs to be a temporary thing that brings you money today to pay your bills as you work on something that will allow you to receive the income tomorrow. Example, like, I chose the traveling because traveling is something that everybody, it's on their bucket list. It's something that everybody would desire to do if they could afford it. There's a lot of companies out there that you can choose what to do, but in my situation I made a decision traveling. Why? But does that pay me right off the back? No, it will not pay me right off the back. I need to put some effort. I need to put a couple months, maybe 6 months to a year before I start receiving a good good income that, that can pay me all my bills and give me some extra money on the side. So, in the meanwhile, I'm still doing, Spark. I even, made a decision where right now I'm only running for 4 to 5 hours a day. 4 to 5 hours a day. So I can focus on the business, my other business. And based on, talking to the people that, working in the industry, that working with that company, they're saying it's about 6 months to a year for me to get, $3,000 to $5,000 a month of income. I'm okay with that. So that's where my target is. But hey, if I don't make enough and I get to a point where I need to get emergency funds, I'll get up, I'll travel to one of the cities, work for a couple days, for a week, and come in and, bring in that extra cushion that I need to recoup again. That is my plan. I know every single one of us has different plans, different ways to deal with things that, changing, with changes, with the economy. But end of the day, we all need to start thinking of alternative, because this is just not going to work for us. Until the economy starts recovering, the money is just not going to be worth it. Or is it worth it for $225 to do DoorDash? No, it's not worth it. You and I know, we all know it's not worth $225 to do it. But we have those orders, and those orders will continue to increase. And the good paying orders will decrease. Same thing with everything else. So pulling up to the delivery, which I believe is this house right here. I'll be back. So yeah, guys, I know the future doesn't look attractive, doesn't look good, but at the end of the day, it's all in your hands. What you do about it, let's look at this. Oh, I cannot switch. Okay, that's okay. But I'll tell you guys a little secret. In addition to what I'm doing now, with traveling and Spark, and having a emergency backup plans by going to another town if I have to, or city, I also bought a vinyl cutter where you can create decals, like I have on my car, Slavic.com. Yeah, where I can create those. See, the harder the income that's going to be able for people to make, especially businesses, they all start looking into alternatives of way of marketing themselves. And I think, something like vinyl decals, vinyl lettering might actually start picking up during a hard economy. And I'm trying, get on that. Second, let's say in 1 year I built my travel business to a point where I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to say, I don't want to do this anymore, because right now I have a business and I have a client base. I can turn around and sell that business. So, think about what can you do? What can you substitute your income with something else? What can actually get you to the place where you want to be? That's just all I want to say. Think about it. Because delivery business, it is great. But the tipping side of it, it is messed up, it is ruined, it is destroyed, and it's getting worse day by day. And we need to look for alternatives. And it's all in your hands. Don't tell me, but I cannot come up with an alternative idea. I can give you hundreds of alternative ideas. The question is, will you be willing? We're heading into the winter. Maybe, consider about going into shoveling snow during the winter in those areas where there's a lot of snow. You know, there is so many ideas. I am already at 20 minutes, so I'll let you guys know. So guys, be blessed, be successful. But remember, the world is in front of you and it is in your hands. The same way is your future of your life, future of your family, future of your kids. Make right choices and enjoy it. Be blessed.